Why the best minds don't choose just one path. You were never scattered. You were just too smart for one cage. If you've ever felt like picking one thing for life felt like slow death, welcome. This video might just fix your identity crisis, or at least give it a better costume. Let's get one thing out of the way. You were trained to feel guilty for being curious, for wanting more than one title on your LinkedIn, for being good at 2, maybe 3 things, and not niching down. They told you to pick one and master it. Translation: choose your identity at 18, regret it at 40, die inside at 50. But what if I told you the most dangerous minds never chose just one path? What if they just got really good at connecting unlikely dots, while the rest of the world memorized job descriptions? Let's get into it. So, why do they tell you to pick one thing? Because it's easier to manage people who stay in their lane. You don't scare HR that way. You don't disrupt groupthink. You don't require flexible thinking, innovation, or layered conversations. You're just easy. The education system? Built for the factory. Not for people who think like jazz. They teach you that bouncing between interests means you're lost, but guess what? Curiosity is not a flaw. It's suppressed intelligence. The lie of focus they sold you. You've heard it, right? Jack of all trades, master of none. Cute, but they forgot the second part. But often better than master of one. Yeah, they left that out on purpose. Because the real threat to mediocrity is someone who knows how to blend skills, bend fields, and break boxes. Someone who isn't just smart in one room, but knows how the whole damn house works. The truth: specialists follow instructions. Generalists create new games. The world doesn't reward you for being the best at one thing. It rewards you for seeing what others can't. For synthesizing, not just specializing. Need proof? Steve Jobs studied calligraphy. That useless skill gave the Mac its soul. Hedy Lamarr, actress by day, inventor by night. Her side project became the foundation for Wi-Fi and Bluetooth. Feynman, physicist, bongo player, safecracker. Oh, also a Nobel Prize winner. These people didn't pick one thing, they picked a bigger problem, and used every tool available to solve it. But here's where your brain tries to screw you. You start thinking, what if I never finish anything? What if I'm just avoiding commitment? What if I become a master of nothing? Here's what they don't tell you. Most people don't finish what they start, not because they're weak, but because they're trying to finish things they were never meant to begin. You're not supposed to marry the first interest you meet. Explore, date ideas, go deep on what sticks, burn what doesn't. Let's talk about skill stacking. This isn't about being kinda good at everything. This is about being deadly at a unique combo. Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert, nailed it. I'm not the best at drawing, I'm not the best at writing, but I'm decent at both. And I'm funny. Result: he built an empire, because no one else combined those 3 at that time. So here's the game. You don't need to be world-class at one thing. You need to be rare at the combination. Think of it like building your own X-Men power. Let's say you're great at design. You had a solid grasp of behavioral psychology. Then sprinkle in some persuasive copywriting. Boom. You're not a designer anymore. You're a conversion sniper, a problem solver with taste, an emotional architect with numbers. The cost of choosing just one path? You become predictable, comfortable, replaceable. When your identity gets too narrow, you start defending it like it's your religion. I'm a lawyer. I'm a designer. I'm a product manager. No, you're not. That's just the label you got stuck with because it made you easier to explain. Want to know when people stagnate? When their job becomes their personality. Identity foreclosure. It's real. James Marcia coined the term. It's when you lock into a role too early and stop exploring. Sound familiar? You feel guilty for trying something new. You fear judgment for shifting paths. You start defending a life you don't even want. Yeah, you're not lost. You're overcommitted to an outdated version of yourself. Here's what the best minds actually do. They don't reject focus. They just time it better. They explore first, stack skills, test combinations, find what clicks. Then when the moment's right, they go all in. But by then they're not just a marketer. They're the marketer who speaks code, studies psychology, and makes dashboards sing. You feel that? That's what being undeniably valuable sounds like. So how do you actually live like this? You use a system, a stack, a strategy. The 80/15/5 rule 80% of your time. Core craft. What you're good at now, 15%. Strategic adjacent skills that amplify your core, 5%. Wild experiments. The weird stuff. The why are you even doing that stuff? That's where the breakthroughs live in the 5%. That's where crazy becomes cutting edge, just a few years early. But wait, what about focus? You need it, just not forever. Think in 90-day sprints. Explore, stack, test, kill what's useless, double down on what clicks. Focusing doesn't mean settling, it means strategically betting your energy until the next checkpoint. What about metrics? Easy. Don't just ask, am I doing a lot? Ask, am I building something I can show? Can I teach what I just learned? Did this combination make me more useful, not just more tired? That's your scoreboard. Not how many courses you finished, not how busy your calendar looks. And when do you finally pick a path? You'll know. It'll feel like all your skills suddenly make sense in one direction. Opportunities pull you in without you pushing. You're not forcing clarity. It's showing up, uninvited. Then you lock in. Not forever, just long enough to build something real. And when it's built, you pivot again. Because the best minds don't retire, they reinvent constantly. Still feeling guilty for being too curious? Don't. The world is burning, industries are collapsing, jobs are becoming punchlines. The only ones left standing, the combiners, the stackers, the shapeshifters who didn't put all their identity eggs in one corporate basket. You can either be scary good at one thing the world stops needing, or dangerously flexible in a world that keeps changing the rules. So here's your move. Today, you write your stack. What's your 80%? What are the 2 to 3 skills that amplify it? What's the weird, illogical curiosity you're ready to feed, even if no one gets it yet? That's your system. That's your edge. You don't need to pick one path. You need to build one that no one else has the map for. You made it this far? Then you're not average. You're dangerous. And I like dangerous. Want to keep sharpening that mind? Watch the next video before you talk yourself out of it. I've got another video for you right here,